right, so in this video, I am going to teach you a little hack. And I don't even know if I should call it a hack, but I guess I'm going to give you permission to copy yourself once in a while. So what I mean by that is recently I did this card and you saw how this card turned out. It ended up being one of my favorites in terms of color combination. And sometimes, and I mentioned in this video, sometimes I end up standing in front of either my paper collection or my ink collection and I just scratch my head for longer than I care to admit, trying to pick out color combinations that I really love. Well, here's my little hack. Once you find one, use it time and time again. You know, you absolutely can. There's no rules against that. So what am I gonna do today? I'm gonna grab those same colors. I'm gonna create an entirely different card, but I'm gonna use that same palette. And I really love how this palette kind of looks. Really fun, but more of a modern fall look. And we're gonna create a fun little card. So let's pull out all of the little products we're going to use. We are going to use this large outline thanks die. I have this in Spooky and I created that card last year. Also, I'll place a link to the video where I created this card if you want to see this. Turned out so cute. I love it. But I will also place a link to the Halloween card that I created with this similar die that says Spooky. But this is such a fun little die. I'm also going to use this little stamp set as my sub-sentiment. So I'll set this to the side for a little bit. But like I said, we are going to use the same color palette. So what I think I will do is I'm going to do some paper strips. I want to see how much I'm going to need. I'm thinking I will need probably, well, I bet it is about 3/8 of an inch. So let's grab my paper trimmer. All right, and I'm going to trim these little pieces down first. Okay, so let's do 2 of each at 3/8 of an inch. So if this is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, that would be 3/8. I think that will be about right. And I'll do that again 2 times for each color. Now I have an idea of how I want to do this. Let me grab that cutting plate once more. I might need to make these a tad, oh no, that should work. Yeah, I think that's gonna work. Okay, 3/8 of an inch, I've decided. Now, these don't need to be equal length or anything like that. Ooh, I need to get creative here. So let's do, because we will end up just trimming these down. So no worries on that. There, okay. So grab your scraps. This is going to be yet another scrap buster. Now what I will do is grab a card panel and I think my first step is going to be cutting this out. So let's do a little bit of tape. And I think I will trim this out, let's say 3 times. Okay, I'll place that at an angle, that way it runs through a little bit smoother. And let's go ahead and run it through the first time. There we go. And what this does is it cuts out the perimeter as well. So this is what we will end up with. Isn't that pretty? Another thing that it does is it cuts out, kind of does a double, like an offset really. So you have this, but then you also have, if you place these out, you have these little outlines. And these little outlines are so fun to work with. These are so fun. Okay, so I'm gonna end up using, I'm gonna keep the letters over there because I just need the A, that little A insert piece for later. Okay, let's go ahead, I'll pop these out. And again, I want to keep this piece. Okay, so this is what I have in front of me. These are the final pieces that I'm going to use. So let's grab some liquid glue. The first thing I want to do is I want to stack all 3 of these pieces on top of one another. And again, I kept the middle of the A for later. But let's get these stacked up. I think I won't add the middle until probably the very end, but I'm keeping them right on my craft space because, or craft mat really, because I don't want to forget. Okay, so let's just do this. Okay, so there we go. Pinch that into place. Okay, and then I'm going to do the exact same thing with the final layer. All right, good old liquid glue gives you a moment to get everything shifted right into position. Now, instead of doing my paper strips on my card base, I think it'll be easier. Let me grab a stamp block just to really help here. Make sure that's nice and down. Okay, so usually I would do my paper strips and gluing on the card panel and or base, but I think for the look I'm going for, well, not really the look I'm going for. It's going to be the same look. However, I think that I want to do it here because I think I'll have a little bit more control. So I need to figure out my order. I think my order is going to be this. Yeah, I like that. I think I need to separate the two, like the pink needs to be in the middle, I think. Okay, so what I can do here is I'm going to add my glue here. I want to get this really straight. And the paper pieces can fall off the side. It's completely fine. Let's see. Go just like that. Okay. Okay, I love it. So we're going to do that, and we'll do the same thing with the other colors. It's just giving me a little bit more creative control over where I'm placing those, a little less guessing. Okay, so 3/8 of an inch was perfect. Now, something I need to consider is, here's my card panel. Do I have enough paper at the bottom there? I think I do. And it's because I do want these to reach the bottom, so I need to be more mindful of that, bringing these pieces down. Okay, but so far they're good, but I need to probably make the other ones a little bit longer at the bottom. You'll see why in a little bit when we go to trim it off. Okay, so then here's my final little strip, and I'll do the same order on the next letters. I guess I shouldn't have worried too much about, look at what I did. I'm just a creature of habit. I lined those up just so again. I can't help it. Okay, so that's how that's looking so far. That looks pretty neat. Now, I guess I shouldn't have worried about putting those pieces, or putting the pink in the middle, because they're going to end up doing the same thing over here. Let's do the blue. They're gonna meet up right here is what I mean. And let's bring this down a little bit. I'm just continuously not learning my lesson there. Okay, that looks great. And I'll just continue with my last 2 strips of paper. Now don't worry that we're just kind of tacking these pieces down, because we are then going to attach this to our card. So these are going to be very adhered. So now the only thing that I'm worried about, that looks neat. The only thing that I'm worried about now is that I don't have equal distance up here. So I don't think I'm going to end up bringing these out onto the card, which will be fine. What I was going to do was have the strips come up off of the card, but they're now not going to be equal. So yeah, that's not going to work. That's okay. What I'll do instead is grab some scissors and trim these pieces off. Just like that, okay? And then here as well. Okay, so there is my final little, oh, it's so funky. I love those colors. Okay, there's my final little look there. And while I'm here, let's add both of these little layers here because I think it's going to look better. I'll add them one at a time. So I'm adding the little offset as well. Not gonna punch that out. You know, I wasn't digging the little A insert, so I took it off. I think it just looks more kind of fun and funky without it there, especially with the colors. So I took that out. Now what I'll do is I think I can actually skip the card panel and we'll start working on our card base. Okay, so we'll do 110 pound cardstock. This is 11 by 4 1/4. Half of 11 would be 5 1/2. A little math in our crafting. Oops, I totally messed that up. That's fine, it'll be back. Slipped my hand. And there we go. Okay, I'm going to take the back and I'm going to bump it up even more. And we did the 3 stacked layers, but that was for the dimension on top of the little stripes there. That's how I did that. But I want additional dimension behind that. I think it'll look really nice. So when in doubt, grab a foam square. And there we go. Okay. Okay, I took all of the little liners off, so we have that sticky back. Let's get this lined up. I think that looks good. Place that down. Oh, that's fun. Okay, let's look at sub-sentiment options. So again, I did have that stamp set. So many fun options here. And I think I'll do it just in black. Thanks, you have been so kind. Thanks for all you do. Oh, I really love you. Really showed up for me. That is awesome. Oh, thanks for being my person. I don't even need to second guess that. That is adorable. Let's do it. Okay. Grabbing a little piece here. This is a beautiful stamp set. Isn't that nice? And again, it has coordinating dies as well, and I'll show you what those look like because I think they are just for the, that should be good, the bigger sentiments. But the other sentiments are just easy right angles, so we can do that. Okay, there we go. Got that conditioned. Add a little Memento ink to that. Now this is so fine. Hopefully I got that straight. Whoops. Oh, yep, that looks pretty good. In fact, did I get that straight? I'm gonna have to do that again. Probably should have cleaned that before I did that. Actually, you know what I'll do is I will use my Misti lines to line that up. Okay, I probably nudged it when I was conditioning it. And let's see if we can fix that. Oh, that looks good. It looks fine. Okay. And done. Okay. Ooh, I love it. Let's use, I have little sentiment dies that I can use. Okay, so for this one, it will include the bigger ones. Okay, isn't that perfect? I love it because those are much more difficult. So we have thank you and thankful. Thanks, I had to think there for a second, and then grateful. Perfect. Oh, and they're going to be so nice and delicate and thin. I love that. Okay, let's cut this one out. I think that's about good. Some leftover tape on the side of my craft mat, so I'll just use that. And let me trim this out. Okay, that is all cut out. How cute. And then I will just take my scissors and match up the other side, just like that. All right. Oh, I love it. In fact, I love that. Oh, no, I like that. Okay, that is going to be my final choice. I will grab my tinier, yes, I think this will be perfect. And I need to trim some in half because I want to add a little bit. Do I want to add a little dimension there? Or do I want to just glue it down? No, I think I do want to add just a little bit. Oh, I have some that are already skinny. Where am I going to need to put these though? I think here. And definitely here at the very end. Okay, so there we go, and line that up. Done. Oh my goodness, I love that. Okay, unfortunately, I kid you not, this entire little container of dewdrop embellishments just went all over my craft table. So, you know what? It's going to be okay. Deep breaths, but little spills. We all have them. Okay, I'm going to add these because they're subtle. And I'm wondering if I couldn't do that. Some tiny ones. I think I'll do something like this. And I'm liking the focus. Oops. I'm liking the focus to be around the sub-sentiment. So I'll do maybe another one here. I'm breaking the rules and doing 4. I'm not going to do the odds because I love that. And sometimes when you just feel all the butterflies over a placement, you just do it. So I'm going to place those right on down and be happy with it. Okay, there we go. So that is going to be my final card. I think that's really fun. So again, taking color combinations that either you have seen or you have used before and taking it in a different direction. I think that that's really just a fun little way that you can simplify your card making, simplify your designs. Just trust yourself. If you loved it the first time, you're going to love it the second time. So there is the final little card. I think it's so fun. I love how simple that is. I love that there is a pop of color, but I really love all of the white that surrounds that. I think that's super fun. Ooh, and I really like, look how it kind of glows with the paper strips up at the top. How fun. Love it. Okay, if you enjoyed watching this, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. We will be continuing to craft pretty soon, so be sure to subscribe if you're brand new, and I'll see you in the next video.